Okay, now we're going to make the consolidated files. Here's your imports. And then again, we're just going to loop through using a datetime delta. We're going to pull the NQ file, pull the NYSE file. One thing I needed to let you guys know, what I ended up doing is I went and did a make consolidated. I dumped the NASDAQ and NYSE files all in that folder. You can do that Pythonically if you would like, or you can just dump them all into a folder using your file manager, whatever you want to do. But yeah, this is going to be our working directory where we're going to pull the files and then we're going to dump them into consolidated files. And so that way we'll have consolidated files going all the way back to the beginning. Yeah. So base name of the NYSE and the NQ and our consolidated base name. Start date, end date. We're going to start there. We will end just a little bit after the end of the files. Just make sure we catch it all. We're doing that string formatting again to make sure we're using that correct Finra date formatting. Printed out NQ NYSE consolidated so you know where you're at in the loop. And if it exists, it's not going to do it. It's not going to write it. We already did it before, so you're not going to have to do it again. Make the loop go faster. And what it does is make a data frame of the current date NQ file, make a data frame of the current NYSE data file. And then it's going to take the two data frames, data frame 1, which is NQ, data frame 2, which is NYSE, and it's going to combine them, and it's going to sum. So he's going to take short volume, short exam volume, total volume, combine them together, and just sum them together. Yeah, because some stocks trade NYSE and NASDAQ, some don't. So then we'll have consolidated data for all of our symbols, and anything that is a NaN, it'll just fill in with a 0. It'll print the data frame just to kind of give you an idea that, hey, it worked, and tell you where you're at in the loop still. And then it'll save it to CSV. And it's actually a .text. Yeah. So yeah. So it saves it with a .text console current name with a consolidated name and the date. So it'll look exactly like consolidated files looked when they started making those. Increments the date, so on and so forth. If it doesn't exist, like if the NQ file doesn't exist, the NYSE will also not exist. It'll just say it doesn't exist, and it will also loop that way. Pretty simple loop. I had no problems up to this point. Yeah, to this point I had no problems. Didn't have any problems with the next video that we're about to do either, which I will see you at in a minute.